Greetings, ye lovers of children and lovers of music. This magical musical message is especially for parents and grandparents who have beloved children between the ages of 2 and 10. While I often reach out to music educators to make them aware of Me Musical Picture Storybook and Me Musical Activities Book, so they can utilize these valuable resources in their classrooms with their children, most of them already know what I am about to share with you. Me old friend Plato once said, "I would teach children music, physics, and philosophy, but more importantly music, for in the patterns of music and all the arts are the keys to learning." In the kindergarten classes of the school district of Kettle Moraine, Wisconsin, children who were given music instruction scored 48% higher on spatial-temporal skill tests than those who did not receive music instruction. One of me greatest musical acquaintances, Ludwig van Beethoven, said, "Music is higher revelation than all wisdom and philosophy." He's right. Students in 2 Rhode Island elementary schools who were given an enriched, sequential, skill-building music program showed marked improvement in reading and math skills. Students in the enriched program who had started out behind the control group caught up to statistical equality in reading and pulled ahead in math. They say 3 times is a charm. And what could be more charming than Albert Einstein, who said, "If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music." A research team exploring the link between music and intelligence reported that music training is far superior to computer instruction in dramatically enhancing children's abstract reasoning skills, the skills necessary for learning math and science. Here is some wise musical advice and encouragement for parents, grandparents from my ancient old friend, Aristotle, who said, "Music has a power of forming the character, and should therefore be introduced into the education of the young." In addition to Aristotle's wise words regarding music, a University of California, Irvine study showed that after 8 months of keyboard lessons, preschoolers showed a 46% boost in their spatial reasoning IQ. From my ancient old friend Socrates, "Musical training is a more potent instrument than any other, because rhythm and harmony find their way into the inward places of the soul, on which they mightily fasten, imparting grace." In addition to these insightful words, students who participated in arts programs in selected elementary and middle schools in New York City showed significant increases in self-esteem and thinking skills. Me dear friend, Johann Sebastian Bach, said, "The final end and aim of all music should be none other than the glory of God and the refreshment of the soul." And me dearest of friends, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, whom I worked with when he was just 3 years of age, said, "The music is not in the notes, but in the silence between." Researchers at the University of Montreal used various brain imaging techniques to investigate brain activity during musical tasks and found that sight-reading musical scores and playing music both activate regions in all 4 of the cortex's lobes, and that parts of the cerebellum are also activated during these tasks. I am sharing this with all ye parents and grandparents so that ye too will know about the value of introducing music to your beloved young ones, and so ye may also have the opportunity to provide them with Me Musical Picture Storybook and Me Musical Activities Book. Middle C.
My name is Middle C.
The musical Clefs.
Hi, honey. Since I have a high-pitched voice, I will sit up here and sing.
The musical alphabet.
Alphabet?
Yes, Princess.
Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Okay.
The musical notes.
Whole note and the musical notes.
Look at my beautiful lips.
Father Time, Officer Bar Line.
Father Time and Officer Bar Line.
Me Musical Activities Book gives children of all ages the opportunity to enjoy reading, writing, and coloring while learning about music. drawing lines to connect correct answers, naming me musical lines and spaces, coloring me musical parchment, musical word searches, musical crossword puzzles, learning to draw the musical clefs and coloring them, learning to draw the musical notes and coloring them, and much, much, much more. Get your copies of Me Musical Picture Storybook and Me Musical Activities Book for a child you know, love, or care about today.